she's not
I sent it to like right after. I was like, we're gonna dumbass leave that on fucking Instagram.
Oh my god!
Oh hey, what's up?
Hello,
Yoo-hoo! Welcome back to the Whores in Room 6.
Whores in Room 6,
Thanks for coming
episode
back.
7. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Yeah, I'm much appreciated.
We appreciate you.
How was
So listeners?
We had some interesting things happen this week.
We had an adventurous fucking time this week. So we started with Friday the 13th, which usually is a day that I think should inspire some fear.
Dude.
What?
You'll never believe what happened.
Oh my god, tell me.
Dude.
What?
We broke shit in a room.
Oh my god, we broke so much shit.
This this room where we got to break shit.
Yeah, it's called a rage room. So you can basically pick a bunch of like little knickknacks, glass items, VHS tapes, all sorts of fun things. And then you get put in this room and you're given 30 minutes and there's a whole, just an array of baseball bats, tire irons.
You can go through this like hallway and they're like, pick what you want.
Yeah, you get to pick your certain small items, medium items, large items, and then you can add stuff on. So Lauren, like the true hero she is, was like, we need that giant ass printer to smash. Tried to bring, well, we brought the GoPro, forgot to turn it on. So sorry, y'all, you don't get to see our office space moment. But
my fault.
It's okay. All God's children.
That reminds me of something else.
What is that?
What was the coolest thing that you got to break?
Ooh.
I like the VHS tapes.
Honestly, the VHS tapes are really fun once you take them out of their little packaging and you set them up right. And then you just take a baseball bat or whatever heavy instrument to the top and just smash the fuck out of it. And sometimes little spools of all the film just like go flying across the room.
I know. This was run by like this older lady and she...
It felt like I was breaking items in her house.
I know. Like, I mean, they were like little like, you know...
They get things from like estate sales,
little trinkets,
and, like,
little trinkets and barbels from some stuff. Yeah, they have like little not porcelains. I don't know.
I think they're porcelain thing. Oh, there definitely was a porcelain like.
There's like a lady, you know, like
it's just like it looks like curios
in Civil War garb,
like an old woman's cabinet, and she was like, "Here, pick the thing."
That's exactly what it kind of felt like. Yeah, you're just mad at somebody breaking your grandmother's shit. The best thing about that though, she was like, "What kind of music do you guys want to listen to?" And we're like, "What do we say to this lady? Like, she's not gonna know what we're talking about."
Slayer.
I said Tool first, and then
Tony was like, "No, some of their music's kind of low key."
Yeah, that's what Tony said.
Yeah, and he's like, "What about Slayer?" And she's like, "Oh, I have just the station for you."
A lot of people like to come in here and like, you know, listen to that that headbanger stuff.
Hangbanger. So she turned on the perfect station. So you're all
Who
equipped
did she
out.
Say like some kid went in there and listened to classical music?
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of badass.
I was like, well, is it? I would have told his dad to go home and make sure there aren't any like tortured animals in the shed or something like that.
He probably is a really excellent pianist and just
I
needed
bet
a
he
moment.
just had like a whole process of breaking shit.
I can only imagine. Yeah. So we smashed a bunch of shit up on Friday the 13th. And then we went on another river float, which we've been doing a lot of, which has been fucking great with Shirley, our handy dandy inflatable kayak.
Oh my God. Shirley's the best.
Shirley is the best. So this was the first trip we've taken down a river where we were fully equipped and ready because usually we've forgotten like one of the or both of the inflatable seats.
What was the first time we bought Shirley, we went on the
first time we just had one set of paddles. Paddles? I don't know.
We had one because I bought one.
Yeah.
And then, that was fine. And then the second time we forgot the seats and we were going to a new place.
Yeah, it wasn't super great.
I think we got in the water and some guy was like, don't sink. We were like, fuck you with your omens.
Fuck yourself.
He's like an old man just like fishing off the side. We're like, I don't know what that means. But we made it.
Yeah, we also learned that time to...
first time I fell it.
Yeah, oh, you did. Yeah, she popped out, but she popped back in.
And Clea had everything dry.
I kept it dry. You kept yourself safe. We all won that day. But so this time we finally had two oars. We had both seats. We were doing a new section of the river.
To blow up the...
Oh, God, yeah.
We bought something to blow up Shirley. Not without, not our mouths this time.
Thank God.
It was a
little lung work before.
Jesus
now I'll
Christ.
just like plug that
especially
shit
with all
in.
the smoke.
Oh, man, yeah. So we were fully inflated, double seats, double oars.
We were set.
God, and we killed it for most of the trip. I mean, we were bombing down rapids.
Yeah, we stopped off at a like a little bank, and then I picked some blackberries.
God, those are delicious. Yep.
We had water shoes. We finally ordered. They're more like water socks. They're like slippies.
They're like little slippies for your feet, and
like
so those were great.
Amazon.
Yeah, fucking fantastic. Until I realized at another little part we pulled off at, I hopped out to rearrange my seat.
It was on that. I mean, it was like very shallow, and then you were like, oh, it's
I'm like, I'll hop out on the other side, and then I just like plummet 6 feet. I'm like, oh God,
panic. I was like, just swim to the back. She's like, I can't. The damn water socks.
Goddamn
damn water
socks.
socks.
Yeah, I thought they'd be good for paddling. No, they're not. They started slipping off my feet, and then I started panicking. I'm like, well, I can't kick. I'll lose the water sock. So I'm just sort of like
You're like
dog
trying
paddling
to
with my
get back
arms.
in the boat. I was like, just
I'm like, Lauren, help.
laughing.
So made it back in the boat that time, and then on the final stretch of river.
Also, we had a rhythm. We had a rhythm with our
We
with
were
our
doing
two
great.
paddles. We were like, dude, we're fucking killing it.
Yeah.
We went over a few rapids that were like, ugh. But we made it. And we're
But
like,
we made it through.
dude, we can do anything. Like any rapid we saw, we're like,
I'm like, fuck it, we got
Let's go
this.
that
Let's
way.
bomb through it.
Yeah, fuck
so
yeah.
the last one, the river kind of curves around in a pretty kind of abrupt, almost L shape. And this is the one spot on the river where there was probably 5 or 6 groups of people fishing. There was some people posted up on a bank having like a tailgate.
it was almost towards the end. I,
Yeah.
for some reason, decided to put my bag in my lap.
Yeah,
We'll call it not a purse.
I mean, it was purse adjacent. It was
purse
just a large
adjacent.
bag with handles that you were carrying stuff in.
Yes, we were almost done. It didn't look that intense, right?
Yeah. So we're like, okay, this is the rapid. We've done others like this.
Let's
Every
fucking
time
do it.
it's
We're
like
good.
turned us into the current and like popped us out. On
Yeah,
the
it
other
looked
side.
like it was just going to be like a gentle, like, here you go, and you're done. You know, that's exactly what it looked like. There was some like trees off to the side. There was this really big one. I was making a joke. I was like, let's not,
Don't hit the snake tree.
let's not go under the snake tree. Because that was, yeah.
So we go to take this rapid on.
Feeling good, feeling great.
Feeling great. And then some currents converged and
It happened so
it was
fast.
either try to get out of it and be flipped over
There
sideways.
was no way. There's
or
no
it
way
was
we
just
could get out of
go
it.
towards the trees on the shore. So we
I
were
mean,
like,
it just
well,
shoved us into that area.
So we're like, well, we're going towards the tree. We'll see how this works. And so we
just
bombed into
decided-
this shit.
We just decided, like we knew we couldn't get out of the current, so we're getting close. We're like, we're just gonna run in these trees, so we have to submit. Go limp, hold your face, like make sure you're
And
not
try
gonna
not to lose an eye.
This tree was fucking massive too.
Yeah, and it was like roots were growing into the water. So we go into this tree.
For some reason, I thought maybe we'll just make it through the tree, but there's
I
no
thought
fucking
so,
way.
too.
I know. I was like,
We
we'll just
didn't.
buckle down.
So I get hit in the face a bunch. Then I just get clotheslined out of the boat. Then Lawrence gets clotheslined out of the boat.
I just look up and I just like in my mind, I'm like, we're gonna, maybe we can make it through the tree, and then we hit it, and I was like, we're not gonna make it through the tree, and I see you pop up, and I was like, the raft is flipping over, we're going into water, but I'm gonna grasp my fucking purse, and I'm not losing this shit. And earlier I'd been like, what happens if you fall in the water?
Like,
Claire?
well, first thing, don't panic. I'm like, I know all the things. And as soon as I hit the water,
We're
I'm
not
like,
gonna do
oh
that.
my God, I'm going to die.
So boat completely flips over. I land in the water. I'm like laughing underneath the water with my purse like grasp. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't do that, Lauren. And like pop up. And I look over and Clea's panic face. I believe it's just like an embarrassed like laugh giggle face. Like we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. So I know she's not fine a little bit.
Super wasn't. So we clamber on our
She's
upside
holding
down
onto
raft.
an oar.
I had one oar.
She had one oar.
Meanwhile, like we see going down these rapids in front of us are inflatable seats, like a number of fans. And our friend Tony, like who has a cool pontoon boat, was a little
terrified.
further ahead of us. And as we're hitting these trees, he goes,
we were gonna die.
"Oh no!"
Yeah, when we hit the tree, the last thing I heard before I get in the water was like, I think that's why I was laughing so hard when I fell in the water.
Oh God! So we climb in the upside down boat, and there's
what were you trying to do before you got in the upside down?
Well, I was trying to flip it over. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And you're like, Kalia, just get on the
I was
back.
like,
I'm
no, this is the
okay.
shame moment
Okay.
where we just lay on the back of the boat and just float down until
So
we
for what felt like a solid half mile, we're just on our upside down inflatable kayak, just asses hanging out. Like, well, fuck. And Lauren has her purse clutched, and I mean, I wasn't worried for my own safety or for yours. I was more just like, well, I have this dry bag that has your keys and my cell phone, some other important things, and we're on the back of this boat, and I'm like,
just mentioned that none. You're like, well, I hope the
I'm
green
like,
bag
well,
is in
look,
there.
Look for a green bag floating, because that has some important shit, and if we don't get that, we're kind of fucked.
I was like, oh, we're fucked. Like, it's gone. It gone.
But
we'll figure it out.
we float down a ways. We finally were able to kick ourselves off to the shore, and we managed to turn the boat over. And through some fucking miracle, I shoved this dry bag up in the bow of this boat, and so we flip it over, and lo and behold, the fucking dry bag is still there.
Fucking dry bag is still in there.
We are lucky motherfuckers.
I still had my Ray-Ban sunglasses around my neck. A tit didn't pop out. I had my purse with me. My phone was still in there.
Yeah. All we lost was one of my water shoes and our dignity.
Yeah. Yep. Right in front of all the fishermen. We were like, look at these rednecks who another. We just slam in the tree.
Judgy, and then we just eat shit. Like,
I don't think they laughed. I think they were just like,
At least hopefully they laughed later. At least we hopefully gave someone some giggles that day, or a good story.
I was just so paranoid. So basically, you have to drive a car back to the first car or whatever. And Kalia stayed there to watch the boat. I was like, dude, we're going to come back and those guys are going to be getting off. Just going to be sitting in shame on the dock.
See, I get smart. Anytime I'm left to like watch boats on a shoreline where there might be a lot of random strangers, I just get on my phone. So I just FaceTime my brother Jesse, which is always awesome. I get to talk to my cute little niece. And so I just FaceTime until Lauren and Tony get back. So all in all, a successful day.
It was.
I mean, I ended up with a bashed bleeding toe, but beyond that,
no, we were like, we're going to the grocery store. We're going to get whatever we want to eat. I'm going to make some fettuccine.
Like, we're in a shop like
and then we're
no tomorrow.
Just walking around.
And I realized my toe's kind of sticky. I'm like,
I think Tony was like, what's up with your foot? And we looked down, we're like, oh my God.
I'm like, well, I'm kind of bleeding a lot, but it's fine. Toes
like,
bleed.
You didn't feel that? I'm like, we could have died.
Feel
I don't
shit.
know.
I just felt like sticky moments in my shoe.
I also remember him going, get the cans. He's a fly fisherman, so of course he's concerned about.
Oh God! But yeah, that was
the rivers.
That was like a lot of miracles that happened and a lot of luck that occurred for us.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So we want to talk a little bit about
how to make this podcast a little bit more concise, I guess,
or what it's shaping into be.
Yeah.
So the word whore. So first, their name, like we told you last episode, started in kind of funny way. We're just like, God, we feel like whores in room 6, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but when we showed up to Ecuador and like did all that stuff, we realized we had missed out on a lot.
Yeah, I just gotten divorced.
We were finally free.
You were finally like free of like a lot of dark relationships, and we're in a healing process. So came upon that name kind of organically. Our first kind of idea was just to talk about our own travel stories because we went through so much ridiculous shit. But as we've been recording and talking to people, it's kind of taken a new turn. So first, what we realized is that the word whore.
Yeah, we actually looked it up. And
we looked at the etymology, which is pretty fascinating. So it comes from a Proto-Germanic word choraz, meaning one who desires. And so choraz evolved from kama, meaning love, named after the Hindu god of love, which is actually where the Kama Sutra comes from.
So originally, it started out as something as like kind of sexual, but also just desiring to live, to
live life, to, finally be able to do the things we wanted to desire the things in life we were never really allowed to before.
Yeah. And we desire that. And I know other people do. And I think we started interviewing people that were very, very interesting. They had crazy stories to tell about a time when what's our new mantra?
Life is a highway. I want to fuck it all night long.
So we hope this podcast to inspire people to fuck their own life highway.
Yeah,
all night long.
In the best way. And talk to people and, through other people's stories and stories of our own, kind of inspire people to, fuck life like a highway.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Fuck that highway. In a good way.
In a good way.
Consensually.
Desire life, live life with lust for adventures and fun things. So,
life is a highway. And I want to fuck it all night long.
So, who are we interviewing today, Lauren?
We're interviewing Nini Nguyen.
Nini Nguyen. She is a fucking kick-ass.
She is a badass bitch.
Lady.
I'm sure that she fucks life all night long.
I feel like she does as well. She was also a contestant on season 16 of Top Chef Kentucky, and then on the All-Star cast.
That's right.
Yup. She's a Bravo star. I've never been more excited.
I know her from New Orleans. She's sick.
She's also just like
she's
super
like way
cool,
too cool. I don't
earth.
even. Yeah, I'm like, thank you for letting us interview.
Yeah, we just had such a great time chatting with her.
Like, really?
And her dog Tofu is super adorable. And
so cute.
Yeah, so enjoy this interview with Nini Nguyen.
Nini Nguyen. Wait, can we start back where you were in Japan at a gay pride? Right?
So I was in Japan in April a couple of years ago. I was in Tokyo, and there had just so happened, like we were shopping, and there was a huge gay parade.
Speaking from real chef.
Parade, and it's just like thousands and thousands of people pre-COVID, of course.
Yeah.
And
what was the parade like exactly?
There was just like cars. There weren't really any floats. Like coming from New Orleans, you know like what a parade it could be. This was just like cars and like bigger vehicles with people just dancing, everyone kind of in costume, lots of rainbows.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because, you know, it's an Asian country. Japan is usually known, I feel like, to be a very conservative culture. And so I'm there with Daniel, my partner, who's like very, very tall. And we're just walking through a crowd. And then someone grabs me and was like, Nini, I'm a huge fan. And I'm like, how? And I did. It was just so confusing because I'm like, you know, I'm in Japan. No one's going to know who I am. And it was an American who grabbed my arm. And the immediate thing I said was, how did you watch the show? And I was like, it wasn't like, oh, thank you or anything like that. I was like, how did you get to watch the show? And it's like, because there, you know, there's like different ways. I think like IPNs or whatever, you could use your computer if you have an American computer to watch it. And so it was hilarious. And I was just so caught off guard. And
was he wearing like a cool like gay pride outfit too?
Yeah, it was a gay couple, and they were Americans that lived there, and they were just like, oh my God, I love you. And I find that most of my fans are in that realm. Yeah. I guess like Bravo, I feel like Bravo is a very like gay centric.
Oh, hell yeah.
like channel, because I mean, you know, there's so many different shows. And I thought it was hilarious that like I was spotted, which is like,
that's awesome. You know. Internationally even, my God.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, I'm famous.
You are famous.
But like,
you invited to any like gay pride events?
No, I wish, but no, I haven't been like invited to like ride on a float or anything. No,
we're gonna put that out in the ether. Let's invite Nene to a gay pride.
Nene wants on a gay pride float. Make it happen, universe.
I would totally be down.
Honored. Of course.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's one. I feel like, you know, we were on a cruise with a bunch of, you know, it was like what you would typically think of as a cruise, not like it was basically a boat with a bunch of old people. Yeah. And we cruised through like all of the islands of Japan, and it was really cool. And people greeted us. Like there were like marching bands who would greet us at every port. And at this point, like, I don't know why, but all of the marching bands really loved La La Land. So they would play like the songs of like La La Land and as we're docking. So that was really fun. And during this cruise, there was like little events that they would do with everybody, and they would have like what they call like cultural event, a cultural evening. And it's like showcasing their culture with dance, music, and all of this stuff. And so we were in South Korea, and you know, we're on a cruise, so we're like a bunch of old people. They're like, oh, we're so cultured, they're gonna like play music and all of this stuff. And they had like really cool like traditional garments and music and dance. And then at one point, like some guy started playing the flute. And the song that he chose to play,
he's in the marching band. It's not just like a rando on the side.
No, this is like a performance. Now we're like in South Korea. This isn't even in the port. It's like an evening out. So like everyone gets dressed up. We are in this auditorium. There's like performers dancing, kind of teaching us like their culture through like music, dance, and like their outfits, like crazy cool outfits. And at one point there's like young, like they're like teenagers, I feel like, performing. And one kid, a boy, had a flute, and then he started to play what's the song? Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, like the Titanic song.
Yes.
And like we're on a cruise, and we're like, everyone started like giggling, like why? All I could think about was like Korean people were like, oh, they're on a cruise. You know, they really love this movie. So like maybe we should play something from this movie. And it was just like
hopefully the ship's not gonna go down now.
I'm like, is this a bad omen? Like, should we get back on the boat? Clearly we survived.
Looking where the lifeboats are and everything.
But like,
life vests.
I don't know who made that call, but I thought that was hilarious.
I really just like the idea of some random guy with a flute.
It's like popping out.
Playing My Heart Will Go On. It was like, everyone was like, is this really playing? Like, I thought that was like, probably, that was fun. they also really like when we were at the ports, they would have like these anime kind of characters, but like, in costume dancing. It was like a whale dancing to La La Land.
Yes.
Very gracious hosts. They were just so excited for us to come. And it was like, that was our biggest trip since. Like, we haven't gone anywhere else. Like,
Obviously.
No, maybe I lied. That was like a year before the pandemic, which we went to Vietnam and we went to Japan.
How was Vietnam?
I love Vietnam, my motherland.
Was that your first time there? You've been there before, right?
I've been there before. So this was my second time there. I went for the first time when I was like 28 or 27. And then I went again. I don't know. How old was I? Like 31, I think. Who knows? It doesn't matter. But it's amazing. It's very hot in Vietnam, but like everything is cheap. People are so nice. Food is so good. And like, it's just really sweaty. Like you have to be able to like get over it. Like you're going to sweat a lot. You're probably going to wear, like, you're going to buy clothes that are very, like, flowy and just, like, know that that's going to be the thing. And once you get past that, you're like, okay, I could deal with this.
It's, like, worse. New Orleans, way worse. Oh, man.
It's like, imagine if you were in New Orleans, but you didn't have a car and you had to walk everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, or ride a motorcycle.
Yeah. Did you rent it? Did you do the whole motorcycle thing?
I don't even know how to ride a bike, like a bicycle. So,
it's overrated. I crash every time. I'm terrified every time I get on a bike.
I can get on and like go, but I think it's like I have this like mental block where if I see a car, I panic. If I'm like on a field where it's like grass and I know I won't hurt myself, I will be okay. But I don't know how to stop. Like, I've had bikes where you have to backpedal and it'll stop. I've had bikes where you have to do this and it'll stop, but it just does not register. And like, I'll just panic and I'll just like throw myself off the bike or hit a parked car. Like I've hit so many parked cars. And I tried to learn like before moving to New York. And I just remember being in New Orleans and my friends are like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And like so many cars in New Orleans being like, is she okay? Is she too drunk to ride her bike? They're like, she just doesn't know how to ride one.
People get hit by cars all the time when they're on bikes in New Orleans. Like it's like, I would never ride a bike in New Orleans.
I wouldn't. I like a car.
Yeah. I've had lots of friends that will just like be on the street and then open up their car door and a biker will hit it.
Yes. That's like my worst fear is like dooring someone here.
I know. Especially in New York too.
Yeah. Because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So Vietnam's really cool. I wonder if there was anything funny that happened there.
Like any cool new foods that you tried?
I don't know. I felt like my first time I tried so many new things. And then this like recent time, it was like to show Daniel all the stuff I found, which was fun and cool. And then we went to Japan and got on the cruise, which I liked it.
Uh-huh.
As much as I thought I wouldn't like cruising on a boat with a bunch of old people, like you get to unpack once, and all of your stuff is there, and then like you don't have to worry about traveling, anything, everything's paid for. Like, so if you're hungry, you can get something to eat anytime. And
people have fascinating stories too.
Yeah, they do. And so I think that we went there. I should look at my photos to see.
Yeah, if you have any photos you want to especially.
I know, because like that's usually how I can tell like where was I last. So we went to Miami a couple weeks ago.
Kalia went through the airport in Miami. That's as close as she's got.
It was very exciting. I was like, well, now I can say I've been to Florida.
Florida is interesting. I did call 911 for an ambulance, and I think I got shocked by someone's pacemaker. That's not that funny, but it was scary. Some guy was like, my pacemaker, something's wrong. And he was in the water and he was like laying. And then like we eventually tried to pull him out. But then when we pulled him out, like his pacemaker was like shocking him, and it shocked all of us. So all of us just dropped him. And then I called 911 and they came so fast.
Oh God.
But it's not that funny, but it was scary.
That can throw off your like rhythm, your heart rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
He's like, my pacemaker. I'm like, I don't know, but this tide keeps washing. And he was like panicking. So I was like, and he couldn't get up. So I was like, let's get him out of the water at least so he's dry and he won't panic about drowning. And then, but
I have a bad habit of laughing at really uncomfortable situations.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'll have like this like shit eating grin, like, and people are telling me like awful news, and I'm like,
I've seen my dad like fall in the middle of the street a few times, and I can't stop laughing. Helping him up, but I can't stop.
Yeah. So yeah.
Another one, Clea?
That's right, Lauren. I got another unwanted dick pic. And this one from my brother's friend from college, and it looks like a mangled potato.
That's it. Time to call 1-800-WACK-A-WILLY.
Whack-a-Willy. 1-800-WACK-A-Willy. Whack-A-Willy is a family-owned and operated penis photo removal service.
Our staff of specially trained wiener whackers will eradicate unwanted erections from all your devices. From pitiful penises to cringeworthy cocks. We won't stop until all your devices are clean.
With a customizable packages from a simple personal humiliation, all the way to the ultimate life destruction plan that sends those naughty pictures to the sender's partner, boss, parents, and friends, you're sure to find a plan that's right for you.
Don't spend hours ruminating on how to ruin this person's life. We'll do the damage.
You're in a solid grip with 1-800-WACK-A-WILLY. We'll whack it out.
Okay, you're one of the only girls I know that works in a kitchen. I bet you have some cool kitchen stories.
Not of recent. I just like.
Well, you can tell ones from the past or funny ones.
I recipe test and it's really boring. I'm like usually by
that's pretty badass. That sounds like the.
Did you get to do any like cool activities with the All-Star cast or any like Bravo related stuff they sent you on or?
Not for the All-Star cast lately. I mean.
Yeah, Top Chef must have been crazy. I mean, you always looked pretty calm, cool, and collected on every episode I saw you on.
Which is like very cool.
I don't.
It's like he's the coolest.
I'm known to be very chill during things, and I think sometimes that could be misconstrued. Like people will probably think like she isn't taking it seriously enough, which is fair because I probably don't as much as like all the other people. I'm like, this is like it's TV and it won't make or break my career. It'll like give me exposure. So that's cool. But like I'm not, it's still food. So I'm not really tripping. Yeah. But it's wild. Like going through it's like you have to remember it's also like reality TV and like
you have the producers everywhere. Like are they
they're all trying to build a story.
Love it.
And it's so funny, interesting, and like stressful. Like people fuck up all the time. Like when you're under that much stress, they
want you to, right? They want to
entertaining.
And then you won't get to sleep as much because the schedule is so rigorous. Like you think at home, people are like, oh, it's like every week. And it's like, no, it's like one day you do this, one day you do that. And then like, it's just like every
back to back.
3 days. Like an episode is pretty much shot in like 3 days.
Holy shit. Yeah.
And it just continuously happens. And so until you have like 15 episodes. And so, and it's long call time. So it could be like 6 a.m. when we're not done till like 1 or 2 at night. And then you have to sleep and wake up and do it again. But like, you can't go through like this trauma and then not talk about it and like not like drink or like whatever, and then you wake up the next day and you can't perform at your like 100. So it's like that's like one thing I learned from like the first season of Top Chef. The second season, everyone's like, we ain't fucking around. We're going to sleep. We're going to eat good. We're going to like, and it was game changer. Like people treat it like a job. We were like, the first season, we were all like new. We didn't know anything. So it was like summer camp. And we're like, oh my God, these are our friends for life and all this stuff. And it's like, but filming Top Chef and doing Top Chef was fun. It was fun. It was stressful. I had PTSD.
I mean, how did you not? Fuck.
Yeah, but all in all, it was very fun, and I wish that you get to see more of like the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't throw those out there because that's the kind of stuff I would want to see. Yeah, it's behind the scenes, like the
I know they should have like
being like good, like
they should have like a bloopers. or something.
Chef Bloopers would be great.
Yeah, right. Did you
Like,
drop anything? Well, obviously.
Oh my God. I have,
Oh.
but most of the time, if you do fuck something up, you just try to hide it from the camera. Otherwise, like, the producer's gonna be like, "Oh, what was that?
You're like,
Oh, did that burn? What burn? What am I smelling?" It's like nothing. It's like, what are you making? I'm not sure yet. You just like don't give them anything, and then until you actually have something and be like, "This is what I made." Like, no.
Flawlessly. No
I
issues
love
at
the
all.
hiding of the mistake.
It's just like, oh, nothing's wrong. They're like, did you mean to do that? Yep, I did.
It's part
Totally
of the
meant it.
process.
Yeah. So it's like you have to learn all the tricks to like getting away with stuff. Yeah.
But you feel camaraderie and stuff, and especially the first season you were on.
Yeah, definitely. Like we all helped each other, team, the team assignments and stuff like that. But it's still a competition. And I think that's where like I messed up. Like sometimes I'm like, I want to be a team player. And it's like, no, I should just probably watch out for myself and not worry about everybody else. But it's really hard. It's really hard.
What was the whole process of getting into Top Chef? Did someone approach you, or did you?
So I worked for a company called Dinner Lab, who did pop-up dinners, but they like linked up with Top Chef when Top Chef came to New Orleans. And one of the producers was like, hey, can you give us a bunch of chefs that might be interested in doing this? And so then my name got thrown in, and it was like a 4-year process, like where some years they were like, oh, we've casted, like, you're too close to what like the last winner was like, so we can't really cast. We want some diversity. And then like some years they would be like, are you interested? And I'm like, no. And then the last year they were like, we know you're not interested in doing this, but do you know anybody who might be? And I'm like, actually, I think I'm interested now. And then they interviewed me, and I was like, this is the last time. If you don't cast me now, I'm never doing this again. And then I think that they thought it was crazy enough for TV, so then they put me on.
Like, this bitch is going to bring the drama.
Yeah, they were like, as soon as I didn't care, that's when they were like, okay, let's put her on.
Let's get her.
Isn't that funny how that works across the board in life anyway?
In life. Like, what do you
people are like, wait, why don't they care?
That's
something about that.
A wise bartender once taught me in college. He was older, and he hated his job.
Yeah.
He worked at like a corporate restaurant. He was a bartender, and he would work the well. So like he'd always have to make all the drinks for the dining room, and all the servers would be standing there staring at him for his drinks. And he's like, it's not a fucking zoo. Like, stop staring at me. And then if you did stare at him, he would take your ticket and put it to the back of the line. I loved him. He was the most grumpiest person, but the like most wise thing he's ever said to me was, you can't be in the weeds if you don't give a shit. And that is my mantra forever.
You can't be in the weeds if you don't give a shit. That's true though.
And like, it's gonna be made whenever it's gonna be made, and if you piss me off, you will wait longer.
What a badass!
I wish I'd heard that years ago.
I know. We were talking about on one of our episodes, when we get a new place, one of our favorite things to do is go to a dive bar, because the bartenders are always awesome. And they always have weird,
always
weird locals.
Crusty and just, there's a fun edge there of just like, I've done this shit for years. You're gonna get the shit when you get it. You're just gonna piss it out later. So doesn't matter.
Did you go to any like strange bars or anything in Japan? I guess. Yeah.
I'm sure. We did a lot of karaoke. We were trying to relive Lost in Translation.
I was gonna ask. How did that go?
It was glorious. Daniel has a cousin, and he's Swiss, but his baby mama is Japanese.
Oh, wow.
And so he's in Japan, and he had a list of songs that like karaoke songs. and he sang that song like, I'm a Barbie girl.
Oh yeah,
he's like, this is his list of like his go-to karaoke songs, and that was one of them.
Swiss
That was hilarious with his like Swiss accent.
Yeah.
Loved it. That was we Daniel saying, what is the song that is from Lost in Translation? I don't know. I can't remember, but Daniel sang that at every karaoke bar. Every single one that we went to, but they do them in like rooms. It's never a group, like not in like a public area. Everybody has their own little room with their little friends, and then they sing karaoke.
Yeah, you don't get in a room with a bunch of strangers, do you? They're like,
there's no strangers, which that's like takes away from it. But I'm not going to argue with the creators of karaoke.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
I feel like the whole point of karaoke is the embarrassment. The point of embarrassment. I've had many embarrassing moments.
That's why I don't karaoke.
But you actually have a good voice. Mine's
I have a
garbage.
music degree. That's why I don't do karaoke. I was like, fuck, if I'm gonna sound bad.
I did some musical theater. But you always have that girl that pops up on stage and she's like awesome and just kills it, and you're like, fuck, I'm nuts.
And you know she's been practicing in her own personal mirror for like months, and she
goes there every day.
She's dialed that shit in.
Yep.
And then she makes everyone else look like shit. And I always resent that girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, you did a great.
This is interesting. This is your life.
I love this.
Maybe this day I'll be discovered.
It could happen. This could be me.
So you're going back and forth from New Orleans to New York?
Yeah. So I live in New Orleans full time, and Daniel, we're just like kind of splitting time and figuring things out. But it's hard to say bye if you could see the view. Hold on. Like, what a pretty like building. And that's usually wisteria, but it's just green now. New York is great.
You can have go back and forth. You don't have to leave all the way.
I know, but this is the last time Tofu's flying. Tofu is just a little too big. Thank you, Delta. Shout out to Delta. You can sponsor
me. What up, Delta? We'll bring you duct tape the next time we fly with you.
Yeah. But flying with him is hard, and like he hates the sound of children's voices.
That's my kind of dog.
I know that.
So does mine. My dog hates it.
Anytime he hears, and he has dachshund in him, and like dachshunds don't like kids.
Nope.
If he hears a child's voice, he'll start growling, start barking, and I have this like I call it the button, and it makes a noise that like we can't really hear, but it's a really annoying noise for dogs, and it works.
Does it really?
Awesome. Yeah.
What is it called?
This is called Modus, but I just looked up noise button for dogs, like to control them to bark. And now I just have to say, you want the button?
Better than the spray bottle.
And then he'll look at me like he knows what I'm saying, and then he'll stop barking.
That's pretty amazing.
I've always wanted to see if those worked.
Yeah, and it apparently doesn't hurt them.
Yeah,
so it's good. Cause like I didn't want like a electroshock collar. I think that's a little extreme, but yeah, traveling with the dog is stressful. So yeah, we're here in New York. I'm going to the Hamptons, not for like because I'm bougie. I'm working. I'm working.
For a famous person?
They're just rich.
You're looking for a real housewife.
I'm working for rich people who hopefully won't listen to this podcast. But.
Oh no! I guarantee they're not. I promise you that. That is not. It
won't be.
That's not our population pool.
We'll be usually hear this, Nene, when we're very famous. In which case, they've forgotten anyways. It's fine.
But I might. We don't know. We'll see. My friend is on the show Summer House.
Who's your friend?
And she's new. She's new on the show, and her name's Maya. And so I might be going. I'm supposed to be going to the summer house this weekend and hang out with them. So
Lucky. We're obsessed with Bravo shows.
All the Bravo shows.
All of the Bravo shows.
I'm gonna take over. I'm definitely my tagline that I wanted so badly to have last season was "Move over, Nene Leaks. There's a new Nene on Bravo," and then got fired or like taken off of Housewives, and I like rode with that, and now I just want to like go in that house and just be like, "Move over, Nene Leaks. There's a new Nene on Bravo," and it's
just
like
roll in with like a shit ton of rosé, rolling rosé drunk.
Rosé heavy. Bring a bottle with a straw in it.
Nene Leaks kind of scares me, though, so be careful. I feel like she would come after you.
I know, but I'm like, I would tag her and like say this stuff. She's like, who's this bitch?
Yeah.
You're unimportant. Which is great because that's where I want to be. But I want to like talk smack about her until maybe one day she'll be like, who is this Nini Nguyen?
That'd be so fucking cool if you got to go to summer house and they're like, would you like to live here for the summer?
Maybe there's gonna be a spinoff. Maybe I'll end up being in summer house.
Yeah, you gotta come up with all the taglines.
I got a tattoo by Kenny.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
He's good. He's good. And he was like, you need a tagline. You should like, and he was really trying to sell like only in the Hamptons and like look at the camera every time I say it. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Real cheeky, like.
There's a lot of good taglines out there.
I know. But we'll see.
That'll happen. You're great on camera.
I hope. Sometimes I don't think I am. Unscripted stuff, great. I say like the weirdest stuff. And but scripted stuff, I stumble on my words all the time. So.
Yeah, it's hard. They write you like scripted stuff that you have to say.
When I do things for like different TV shows and stuff, I'll have something scripted and I like really need practice because then my whole thing is like if I don't say it exactly how they want me to, I'll like stop. And then I'm like, okay, I need to do that again. And I just keep doing it over and over. And they're like, bitch, like, can you please just spit out the words and be done with it? Like, we don't need 30 tries to say this one goddamn line. And
it
I'm
has
like,
to be perfect.
It has to be perfect.
Maybe that's what you should do when you walk into summer house. Just have like a script with you, and then like fumble up on your tag.
Yeah.
Like, can we start that?
Like,
I'm just one more second.
Just 1 second. I just gotta go outside.
They're gonna be like, is she drunk?
You're always wasted on that show.
Yeah.
It's just in general.
Yeah. Seems like they apply a lot of alcohol. That's awesome.
I wonder if they provide it. I'm gonna be like, I have what do you call the like list that like celebrities always like demand in their trailer?
And they're like a demand list?
I don't know.
I can't.
Roster? No.
Ooh, a roster. I like roster.
It's got a great kind of weird sounding title to it though for the specific like Celine Dion is insane.
Oh, I bet.
Mariah Carey's is like tea at a certain like temperature, or else
you should totally have one of those. That's
I'm gonna come in like pretending to be. They do not care. They're gonna be like, you're not even on the cast. So
you're like,
like,
I want a bowl of only
like,
green M&Ms. If they're
gonna
not
be like, you're welcome, Nene. You can come. And I'm like, thanks, guys.
You're like, no, my special branded rosé. Rosé all day.
You should start hawking a product.
I know. I'm gonna just make up a fake product.
You should though. You should hawk like a dumb product.
I should. But
yeah.
I'm still looking. I haven't traveled. I'm like looking through my photos, and it's just all food.
I love that though. I got on your Instagram. I was like, this bitch is my people.
Yeah, she was looking through all your food photos.
Start drooling. Yeah, because my ex was a chef, and so we both were obviously worked in restaurants for a long time. And I'm like, just take me places I can eat. Just let me hang out with people who want to make pretty food.
Yeah, that's all I ask.
Yeah.
The classes are weird. I started during the pandemic, and it's crazy how many people from like all over the world would join in. Like they would buy tickets and join in. Like I have one customer in Abu Dhabi who buys everything. That's incredible. I've had people in New Zealand take classes like in the morning, even though it's a nighttime class here. Just they'll be making fried chicken at like 9 a.m.
I love that.
Like it's crazy. There's some like diehard fans that I'm just like, wow.
Hell yeah.
We've looked at like a map of, because you can tell who's listening in like what countries. And I think Australia and New Zealand were pretty big in.
We have some listeners in Nigeria.
We're like, why would you ever listen to
like, I don't know, but I love you guys. Please
keep supporting.
We'll take you from wherever you're from.
Shout out to, I was like, Australia makes sense.
Oh, shout out Australia. Oh shit, we were gonna shout out Australia on this week's episode.
We'll do it later, but that's fine. Not that we're nowhere near as cool as you are. It's just to see like the one download. Abu Dhabi, that's interesting.
It was weird. I'm like, and I always wonder, I'm like, do they eat pork? Do they like what are they, but
how many people do you do per class?
I try to keep it small to like 25 so I could kind of like look at everyone's screen and kind of be like, hey, are you doing okay? Or like anybody need more time or whatever. And so I try to keep it small.
That's so cool because they get the personal.
Touch.
I thought maybe it was just something that you're actually like engaging with everybody.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm engaging with them, and then I sell the recordings. So like people who can't make it, they can do it on their own time and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
But it's like kind of made a business like out of it.
Pretty
And
impressive.
Send us their info and we'll like hawk all that.
Yeah. I sell everything on my website, and I do I have an assistant now. So that's good. Yeah. I've done it, guys. But like I said, this is like part-time.
You have an assistant.
That's amazing.
You're gonna be Sonia Morgan in no time. I have an intern.
But yeah, it's weird. It's cool. I'm
proud of you, dude. I really am. It's so awesome to see like how far you've come, and yeah, it's so rad.
It's weird. I would have never thought like I would be on TV.
I always knew you were gonna be a badass. Ever since I knew you, I was like, that girl's going places. For
Thanks.
Sure.
It's weird. It's weird when people recognize me now, or like when people fangirl. That's like the weird, especially if I have my mask on. Like they're like, "Oh my God, Nene!" I'm like, "How could you tell?" I can't even tell like my friends with the mask on. Like, let alone it's good people, like people who have a good eye. And it's weird.
Are you excited about it? Are you like, that's cool?
I think it's cool. I mean, it is flattering that like someone knows who I am and I don't know them.
Yeah.
It varies. Like if it's like in a personal level, like going to weddings for like friends of a friend or someone who knows that I'm going to be there and like they all like know who I am. It's like weird because it's like, oh, I got to talk about my biological father. During the pandemic, I didn't know my biological father all my life, and then during the pandemic, of course, like everybody started catching up on their emails and 23andMe and all this stuff. And so I got in contact with my biological father, and it's weird. I think the downside of being on TV is that like his family and all of them like want Top Chef, and then they get the opportunity to like know who I am before meeting me, and I don't know them at all. And so like that's the downside. Like on a personal level, I don't like it because then I want people to like meet me and like know me.
Right.
But like for like strangers, I think it's cool when like they say hi, or like if especially if young people are like inspired.
Wait, so
like
you meet your biological dad, or you?
I haven't met him in person. I've only FaceTime him. He lives in New Orleans, and it's a strange.
That's like a whole different thing. You don't have to talk about it, but that's crazy.
No, I wanted to I wanted to start a TV show with my friend Kwame. And I wanted to have it to be where like when I
remember
Kwame Abachi, he's on Top Chef as well. And he's a judge for last season's, the one that just aired. But we wanted to do a show where we like meet both sides and then like have them meet for the first time, and then we wanted it something to be dramatic, like whatever city it is in. You know how in Sex and the City where Steve and Miranda met at the Brooklyn Bridge, if they wanted to like continue, we wanted to do that.
I would totally watch that shit. You need to pitch that, dude.
I would watch that show.
So many people would.
Because like it's important, like just because they're, maybe you share the same blood or DNA or whatever, doesn't mean that you necessarily want them in your life. And so giving them the opportunity and like navigating that, like that was the show we wanted to do, still want to do it, putting that out into the universe.
But also kind of fuck with them.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Being like, oh, how do you feel about that? And like just make it like very reality TV. And
you should totally
dramatic.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Yes, I think that's brilliant. I would totally watch that.
Do you think that they're going to meet at the bridge and then see like a bunch of people and like, are they coming? And then like the devastation of the person if they didn't come.
The close-up shots with like some birds in the background of just sad disappointment.
Yeah.
Imagine like a bachelorette, like, Dude, you should totally pitch that. I think that's actually really good.
I would watch that all day.
Well, one day.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us.
Nene, thank you so much.
We'll talk soon, and thank y'all for thinking of me.
Of course, dude. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
So Nini's incredible.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Holy shit.
She's amazing.
Just like such a super cool, like chill, down to earth, like very fun lady.
I've seen her cook before too, and it's fucking incredible.
God, her food is just, I mean, it's fucking beautiful. And guess what? You can take cooking classes from her online.
Oh, what's up?
What up? So either live or you can download them and check her out on her website, chefnininguen.com, which is ChefNininguen.
You spelled Chef Nini Nguyen correctly.
Oh my God, thank you so
I'm
much.
proud of you.
I was reading it off a screen because I was afraid of fucking it up. But
Also,
yeah,
buy her merch too. It's cool.
yeah, she's super rad. Just like really incredible, like cool person. Really, really grateful to have chatted with her.
Thank you, Nene.
Thanks, Nene. So Lauren, who are we going to be talking to next week?
We'll be talking to Jeff,
Yeah, our pal Jeff.
our pal Jeff.
He's we met him in Chicago. No, we didn't. We met him in Ecuador.
Ecuador, and he's from Chicago.
But we went to visit him in Chicago, and he's just overall like just a
He's
super
a
rad
lovely
guy.
human being.
He actually was the one who designed our logo.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
He's a graphic designer.
Yeah, also a talented musician. He's been in a
Mhm.
number of bands. He's got some really great stories.
No,
written
he has
here.
some, super good ones. So
Fascinating,
that's
fun
gonna be
guy.
fun. We also wanted to give a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to our international listeners.
What's up? Who we got, Kalia?
We got New Zealand, brah.
What's up, New Zealand? Thank you. Shout
What
out
up,
to New
Israel?
Zealand. What's up, Israel? What's going on?
Hello, Australia.
Thank you, Australia.
My God, y'all are coming out in numbers.
Yeah,
Much
please,
appreciation.
Please continue. And also, our special guest,
Special shout out in the United States to
Coatesville,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. I
we don't know anyone from
don't
there.
think I
but-
know anyone there, but you guys are listening, so
And we thank you for that.
thank you so much.
Yeah, so please download, subscribe, follow, check out our website, www.thehorrorsinroom6.com. We've got some really fun video content gonna be coming at
We're
you.
getting our YouTube all set up. Yeah, we actually have video up.
We got a YouTube
check
channel
out.
by the same name, so check
We're
it
talking
out.
to you, Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Keep it
Download,
up.
subscribe, do the things. Keep watching and listening. Thanks
Just
for
always-
being cool.
Yeah, and always remember that life is a highway, and you should fuck it all night long.
Yoo-hoo.
You.